Hey, everybody, good afternoon. What an awesome afternoon it has been for your Saturday, right? Temperatures right now, as I am talking to you, are hovering right around 70 degrees, just starting to dip below 70 here at 5:15 p.m. So, not much to complain about tonight. Temperatures are going to come crashing down as we go through the evening, though. Big change on the way for tomorrow shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. Been talking about this for several days now. So I'm actually just going to let you watch with me what happens with this overall system. You can just watch this evolve. What we are expecting late morning, straight up about noon tomorrow, before most of us are going to see too much of an impact for this low pressure system to just sweep over the area, dividing parts of the forecast area between rain. Some of us going to get heavier rain than we have been talking about. It's good news for most of us. It really just comes as a very beneficial rain and probably more on the way. But you guys can see not a really significant change in the forecast. Am I getting ready to tell you about as this whole thing moves across? But let's kind of back up. This is about 9 o'clock tomorrow. We're just starting to see some very, very, very light rain starting to make its way into east central Kansas and west central Missouri. I think it's going to be about noon before too many of us see anything more than that. So for our area, as far as things go, rain starts tomorrow down here around Iola, Chanute, up and down 169 highway. This is right about noon, stretching over towards Fort Scott and just barely making its way over across state line as well. And that'll be our sign to start watching tomorrow. I will jump on here with you when things get going, and we'll take a look at any last minute changes. But mainly tomorrow, I'll just be bringing you what happens. So as we go up towards about 3 p.m., I do see some heavier pockets of rainfall with possibly some small embedded thunderstorms over here along the I-35 corridor right here, working its way east tomorrow. So as that happens, this is all going to slide and stay to the east. So really what we're looking at is a slight change from this morning's data, and this will probably change again. We won't hang our hats on this too much because a degree or two difference temperature wise, which I will show you in a second, will make a big difference with this. But tonight's data suggesting that our transition zone over to sleet is going to hug crazy right along I-70. Just kind of lines up perfectly there along I-70. This is about 6 to 8 p.m. Sunday night. Tomorrow night, so is where we may see that. All points down here to the south. Let me go ahead and kind of back up a little bit. You will see about 6 p.m. I think we will see the heaviest rainfall down here from Harrisonville, Chilhowie, Windsor, over towards Cole Camp, and look down, points to the south. Montrose, Appleton City, Rockville, down towards the Scout Reservation should get some pretty good rainfall tomorrow as this system starts to take over. So as that moves off to the east, things lessen in terms of rainfall. This is again about around 8 p.m. tomorrow night, and that is when I expect to see this transition setting up. Whether it is exactly right up here along I-70 or a little bit to the south remains to be seen with those temperatures. We're just not going to know. We'll check again with the data in the morning, but I do expect sleet to take over all the way up north. It'll be just up here north of Maysville, talking about King City up towards McFall and Albany up along 169 highway up here, that we will see that transition to snow. So that is where that winter weather advisory this afternoon came out for you folks up there. So do expect that to last. This is about midnight before that mix will taper off for you folks in Kansas City, particularly North Kansas City and out towards Richmond and Carrollton. Going to be under that until about midnight, before the forcing starts to be a little bit more favorable off to the east. So that's the lingering part of this. What about Monday morning? I think it's slick in places Monday morning from all of that, but looking increasingly clear. Here's your 7 a.m. Monday morning out. I don't think we're seeing too much left over in the way of rainfall for your Monday morning. So another little slight change there. Let's talk about temperatures. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to look at these temperatures that we will see tomorrow and think, well, how is it anything but rain? So probably it is rain. However, as that precipitation starts to work its way into what is a very dry boundary layer, the temperature and the dew point will work toward each other, and we expect to see a transition to that sleet. We will have that. So even though we see these temperatures for a lot of the forecast area, we won't have to look very far north to see that transition. So all modes of precipitation still remain possible with this system. But over here to the left of your screen is what I want to talk about. We're dipping below 70. Look where we're going to be by 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Down here, just hovering just below freezing on our way back up to maybe the low to mid 40s for tomorrow and back down to the mid 30s. So big change on the way there. Doesn't last too much though. Let me go ahead and put up the 10-day forecast for you here. We're going to climb out of that. Monday we'll already be back up to 51. Tuesday we're right back where we are today and going to stay in the mid 60s to the low 70s through the rest of the week. Let's talk about the rest of the week, though. This is really interesting. I will work more on this tomorrow. We'll get through tomorrow's system first, but still seeing an active weather pattern giving us several chances of significant precipitation. That has held through in today's data. So let's go ahead and look at tomorrow. I think that come Monday afternoon, we will possibly see a little bit more than a half of an inch down here in west central Missouri. So 0.6 of an inch there possible for the Clinton area. And as we go down here further to the south, even more than that. But that is not the exciting news. Let's go ahead and work through Tuesday over into Wednesday. I think some areas will pick up 1.5 inches of rain. That's going to cover the bulk. This is cumulative, by the way, so this is all added together. So we'll be up to 1.5 inches total. This is by Wednesday, with a Tuesday-Wednesday system looking possible. Again, I'll give you those details later. We have a Thursday-Friday system that's going to put us over the 2.5-inch mark in west central Missouri. And then the data continues to hold together. I didn't spend excuse me, too much time on this one this morning, but look at what happens. This is just quantitative precipitation that we pick up toward the southeast of the forecast area with a system possibly Saturday into Sunday. So again, cumulative, not all at once, but between now and Sunday, the Springfield area, Joplin-Springfield area, could be approaching 6 inches total of precipitation. So again, one more time, there is your 10-day forecast. Looking to be in the mid 40s with rain for lots of us tomorrow. Only a little bit warmer for your Monday, looking at 51, and it's not till Tuesday that we get back up to the 70-degree mark. So I will pick things up with you in the morning. We'll take a look at any changes. If there are any changes, it will just be in that transition zone, north or south, with temperatures probably not in the overall schedule. So figure on about noon for a start time for the rain tomorrow. Go until about midnight or so tomorrow night. Have an awesome night. Catch you later.